At least they're getting second chances.
Are we having fun yet?
Please excuse my lack of enthusiasm, but I recently got my booster shot, and I have to say it is kicking my butt. But with that being said, let's look into the news. So, NBA COVID fallout. So, we're looking at the fallout of COVID that's still going on. That should stop. Bad COVID. Anyways, Joe Johnson and Isiah Thomas among list of players on 10-day contracts. So I think that it's kind of cool that players, even though these circumstances suck, okay, it really sucks, but players are at least getting second chances in the NBA, and I guess that's pretty cool. So I want to look through this article with you guys just to go over it a little bit and, you know, discuss it. So let's go ahead and start off. So with more than 80 players in COVID health and safety protocols in the variant spreading at shocking speed, the NBA and the Players Union have agreed to new rules aimed at helping teams field fuller roster. Can you use that in that? There's no way there's a typo. This is CBS. They didn't type. Is it just me? Am I seeing things? It's the booster. Teams will be permitted to sign one replacement player for each player who tests positive for COVID-19, and they will be required to sign at least one replacement player if two test positive, and then two replacements if three, and then so on and so on. So if we go down here, the new rules, which will be in effect until January 19th, and I'm pretty sure we're going to need it further than that, stipulate that replacement players' salaries will not count towards the salary cap or luxury tax. That's good. When a team has multiple COVID cases on its roster and must sign a replacement, the player must be available by the beginning of his next game. For an NBA game to be played, both teams are required to have 8 players available. I think that was kind of the rule anyway. Let's see. Let's go down. Before the rule changes, there had already been a wave of signings using the hardship exception, which allows a team to temporarily bypass the roster limits. In one particular preposterous case, the Chicago Bulls signed Stanley Johnson to a 10-day contract on December 9th, only for him to test positive 2 days later. I actually remember that. Let's see. Vaccinated G League players on call-ups can suit up for their NBA teams immediately, but are subject to daily testing for the first 5 days of the 10-day contract. These players cannot enter the practice facility or arena before returning a negative test that day. I'm sorry, not that half. Yeah, so this is pretty interesting, and they actually went ahead and listed a lot of the players that actually been called up, and this was pretty crazy to me. So we got Lance Stephenson. We got Joe Johnson, CJ Miles, Justin Jackson, Langston Galloway. Like, these are some names that you just don't really, hear a lot of anymore. Let's see, Justin Anderson, Brandon Knight. That's crazy. You see Marquise Chris, of course. Quindary Weatherspoon, we all know him. You see Isiah Thomas, obviously. That's a big one that everyone was talking about. Tim Frazier. Man, Orlando Magic, that is rough right there. Tyler Johnson and Jordan Shackle. These are just some teams, some players that kind of stood out to me. Honestly, I just want to say that as a Spurs fan, I'm lucky. I'm really lucky because we haven't really had to deal with this at all. I know that it was also that all of our players were fully vaccinated. At least that's what was reported. And maybe that's part of it, but I also think it's probably part of the Spurs' nature, where they're located, how the team is, the type of guys they have. They probably don't go out a lot. I'm just assuming they probably don't. And usually they're together. At least, that's usually how Pop has done it in the past. Like, you guys have to spend time together. So that's just me assuming, making assumptions. I don't know, but it is cool that we haven't really had to deal with it, other than, I think Jakob, right? Jakob and maybe Jock Landale, I think. But other than that, I don't think we've really had to call in a bunch of people like, these teams are dealing with right now. So big ups to the Spurs. Let's just keep it up and, knock on wood and just hope that we don't end up in a situation like Dallas Mavericks and freaking, was it Magic? Was it Magic? Where's Magic? Yeah, Magic. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Yeah, I just hope we don't end up in that situation. But with that being said, I just want to relay that information to you guys. It's kind of cool that all these players are getting second chances, even though it might be short-lived. It'll probably be short-lived. But with that being said, I'll give it to you guys later, man. Until next time, deuces.